Welcome back to Hormone and Hustle. Today we are talking about one of the most misunderstood topics in the entire wellness world, and is cortisol. This is your stress hormone, and why is the real reason founders, leaders, and high performing professionals feel exhausted. If you've been pushing, grinding, executing, and still feel drained, this episode will change the way you see your body forever. If you're a founder, entrepreneur, a corporate leader, you probably live in a state of constant performance, right? You have deadlines, the strategy, decision making, emotional labor, managing people, problem solving, visibility, pressure. I know the list is longer and longer, and because you're high functioning, you learn to carry all of this without slowing down. Okay, but here's the truth: your body has limits, your hormones have limits, and cortisol, your stress hormone, is the first one to show it. If you have been feeling exhausted, no matter how much you are sleeping or how hard you work, cortisol definitely is the reason. I have a story on this. One day, I had a panic attack, and I never have anxiety before. I never have a panic attack before. The only reason I knew I was having a panic attack is because I work with patients and clients, and when COVID, right, 2020, 2021 hits, as a health coach for an insurance company, we was really trained about stress, anxiety, because that was the topic, right? No one wants to focus on weight loss or drinking more water or sleeping better. Everybody wants to talk about how to reduce stress, how to control anxiety, because that was the main topic at that moment. And because I was working with that so much, at the moment that I start feeling like I wasn't able to breathe, my clothing was like super tight, and I didn't have any tight clothing. It was like pressuring me and squishing me. And at that moment I just said to myself, this is a panic attack. I start breathing, I lay down, and I was able to get out of that really quickly. And then in my annual checkup, I talked to my doctor. And my doctor, I said, he asked me, do you have something new? And I said, well, this happened to me and this never happened before. And after that, some days I was feeling like this pressure in my chest. And he asked me, do you have stress? I'm like, no, I don't think so. And he looked at me and he said, you, as a single mom that have a job, that have a business, you said that you don't have stress. This is that you think you don't have stress because you are super used to this. But yeah, that definitely stress. And that hits me super hard because, of course, I was already 40. This was the first actual symptom that I have, that I was on perimenopause. And at that moment, I think, yeah, definitely, I have so much, so much stress, and I need to work with this. But I didn't know, I didn't pay attention, because this is my life, This is the lifestyle that I have for so long, and you don't see this as different or more stressful, because that's your life. And what cortisol actually is doing as high performance entrepreneur, leader in your body is not like bad, is survival. He's helping you to survive, to focus, to drive, to perform. because that's why cortisol is there. Cortisol is super important. A lot of people is like, cortisol is something bad in your body. No, it's super, super good for all of this. The problem is when it's chronic, right? So you need your cortisol to think clearly, to lead, to make decisions, to respond to emergencies, to deal with pressure, and to perform at that high level that you need to perform. But most of us operate in a state your body was nerved to design to maintain, constant urgency, constant stimulus, constant pressure, constant responsibility, constant problem solving. And this is not anymore stress anymore. This is chronic cortisol activation. And here's what happened next. When your cortisol is high, I'm wired, I'm pushing, I'm fine, right? This is your survival mode. You feel alert, productive, fast, intense, reactive. So you are in your perfect zone. But underneath, your system is flooding your body with cortisol. This is what is happening. And you can have symptoms like tight chest, anxiety, or irritability, sugar or caffeine cravings, waking up at 3 in the morning, tension in your shoulders or your neck. That maybe you are feeling for a long time, and again, this is normal for you. It looks like high performance, but it's actually your nervous system burning fuel faster than you can replace it. And then cortisol dysregulated, right? I'm tired, but I'm still wired. This is the stage that most of the high performance professional live in. You feel tired all day, productive, but in a short burst, right? You are super productive, then you're tired, then you are productive again, overwhelmed super easily. You are unable to relax. You don't know when was the last time that you relaxed. Mentally foggy, emotionally thin, and wired at night. So you're super tired, but you are connected all night. So your cortisol spikes at the wrong times and crashes when you need it the most. So your body isn't matching your workload anymore. And then what happened? The cortisol low. I am exhausted. This is already burned out, and most women don't even see it coming. You feel heavy, slow, unmotivated, fatigued even after sleeping, easily overwhelmed, emotionally numb or reactive, and unable to handle stress. You can love your job, but if you are in this stage, you don't know what you're doing anymore. So your body has stopped producing enough cortisol to keep up. And as a high performing professional, this stage feels like you are losing yourself. And now how this cortisol overexposed is impacting your energy, your weight, your mood, and performance. First, your energy. Your body can create stable energy under chronic stress. That's why you feel tired. So you live in those crashes and spikes because your body don't know what to do anymore. The cortisol affects memory, decision making, and creative thinking. So this is when brain fog is coming to town. All right. And this brain fog is not lack of discipline, is that you have a biochemical dysregulation. In emotional regulation, the high cortisol lowers progesterone, making emotions sharper, because progesterone is your calming hormone. And you are going to start feeling overwhelmed by things that never bothered you before. In your weight, the cortisol tells your body to store fat, right? Because he's in survival mode, he needs to keep everything around in case of emergency. especially in your abdomen, not because of food, because of the stress signaling. Your sleep, your cortisol is disrupting your melatonin. Melatonin and cortisol have their own rhythm, right? Cortisol in the morning start rising until the mid-afternoon, and then it start slowing down, and then this is the moment that melatonin start rising and then going down, right? They work together, so you fall asleep tired and wake up exhausted, and also wake up at 3 in the morning, and that is definitely worse. And your balance, your hormone balance, estrogen, progesterone, insulin, and thyroid all become unstable. This is why women fall apart in their mid-30s and 40s under pressure. And we are not talking about what happened if you are already in perimenopause, but still this affects you really, really a lot in starting your mid-30s. Okay? So what you as a high performance get wrong about exhaustion? Here are the biggest myth. I need more discipline. No, you need regulation, not burnout. You said to yourself, I need to work out more. And no, high intensity workouts can spike cortisol even more. This is the time to less. So this is the moment is like less is definitely more. You said to yourself, I need to cut calories. Now, eating less increases your cortisol and slows your metabolism. And if you have slow metabolism, you don't have energy. You said to yourself, I just need a weekend off. No. Cortisol dysfunction takes weeks to repair, not 48 hours. And I'm not saying that you need a long vacation. I am saying that you need to work on that every single day. And you said to yourself, it's just stress. No, it's hormonal dysregulation impacting your entire body. And of course, now we know everything that we're doing wrong and what and how to start fixing those cortisol levels without changing, of course, your entire life. Let's see some strategies. Number one, morning cortisol reset. Once you get up and the sun is up, have sunlight in your eyes, and if you can go outside, way better. Protein before caffeine. I'm not saying that drinking coffee is bad. I'm saying in this moment that cortisol is dysregulated, having some protein before coffee will help a lot. Okay, you don't want your cortisol level spike because of caffeine. You want it to rise as the rhythm is supposed to in this moment. Slow morning start. If you need to wake up a little bit earlier so you can wake up, don't touch your phone, maybe do some journaling or a short meditation or some stretches, and prepare them like your breakfast at night so you don't have to rush. Get ready at night so you don't need to do so much in the morning. And avoid the phone in the first at least 10 minutes of waking up. Number two, strategy that you can do, nervous system micro breaks. You don't need meditation for 10, 15, 20 minutes. You need 60 to 90 seconds resets, right? 1 minute, 2 minutes. Low exhale, box breathing, and box breathing is like inhale for a count, for example, of 4, hold for those same 4, and then exhale for 4, hold it for 4 in like a box. Stepping outside. If you're working inside, go outside and take a deep breath, 1 or 2 minutes. Unclenching your jaw. Make sure that you're not like super tight in your jaw, and dropping your shoulders. Take a deep breath, exhale, and make sure that in that exhale, you actually are dropping your shoulders. You are giving that signal to your nervous system that everything is okay, that you are safe. Number 3, eat for cortisol stability. Protein in every meal, balanced carb, and balanced carb mean with your protein. Don't eat your carbs by itself. No skipping meals, and pair coffee with food. Don't drink your coffee by itself. Number 4, shift your workouts. Swap those intensity workouts for strength training and walking. Your nervous system will say like a big thank you. Once you feel more regulated and stable and relaxed, you can go back to your high intensity running or boot camps or HIIT workouts. But making this change is going to help you a lot. Reduce alcohol. This is really big in cortisol trigger for women over 35 because your hormones are changing. And with that changing in hormones, if your progesterone and are low, your mood is gonna change, the anxiety is gonna be up, and alcohol impact that. Also, estrogen is going down, and after 35, we lost muscle mass. And when you drink alcohol, your body is gonna give the priority to take that alcohol from the body because it's a toxin, and it's not going to work with your fat loss, right? And it's going to keep the fat for more than 3 days. So this is really big in women over 35. Prioritize sleep, quality over quantity. The best bet is 7 to 9 hours, but at the same time, you want to calm your system before bed. How you can do that? Do some deep breathing, legs on the wall. You lay down on the floor and get up your legs in the wall, 2 to 5 minutes. That is fantastic. You can do some meditations before going to sleep, so you have a better, more profound sleep night. Okay? And it's important that you're not exhausted because you're weak. You're not exhausted because your cortisol is running your life instead of supporting it. Your body is not breaking down, is signaling you, is giving you that signal, is talking to you. And the moment you learn to regulate your cortisol levels, your energy, your focus, your emotional resilience, your metabolism, your creativity, your leadership, I promise it's going to return. This is not about slowing down your ambition by any means. It's about supporting your body that carries that ambition, So if you want to learn about something in 2026, definitely is going to be about cortisol and how to take care of that and regulate it, and so he can help you in all that you want to achieve, in all your goals, but not against you. Okay? If this episode felt like wake up call, it's because your body is ready for regulation, not another push. That's why I created Glow Reset. This is a 4-week program. It's gentle, structured, science-backed system to help women over 35 repair cortisol, reduce inflammation, restore energy, and feel like themselves again. So if you are a professional, entrepreneur, a high intensity and achieving girl and woman, please join me we are going to start in January 5th together. This is a short version of a bigger program, but I want to start like all together in the new year. So we are open for enrollment. The link is going to be in our show notes. Thank you for listening. And if you enjoy Please subscribe to the podcast. This is a really good way to support this podcast and spread the word that we are here. And I will see you in the next episode.